Hey everybody! Congratulations! You are ready to submit your evidence for one of our 3 Classroom Learning Systems, or CLS, courses. We can't wait to see what you've been up to. You may use this exact same process for submitting your evidence for any or all of our 3 CLS badged courses, including Setting Direction, PDSA and Engaging Key Partners, and Let's move on with the tutorial to see exactly how to submit your evidence. I happen to be on the CLS badging site for Setting Direction. So let's go ahead and play along in this course, even though again, this process is the same for any one of our 3 courses. At this point, you visited the home page, the rationale page. You've learned quite a bit on the Setting Direction content page, as well as through the exploratory stations. And now you're here at the Submit page, and you see the title here at the top. The first thing you'll notice is Action 1, and this is an opportunity to reflect individually on the work that you've done. So once you complete that, you'll come down here to Action Step 2, where you've now gone forth, you've implemented what you've learned, and here you see these common steps for submitting your evidence. Step number 1 asks you to click on the course rubric. And you'll see right here that there are 3 buttons at the bottom. The first is that Setting Direction rubric. There's also a button for Evidence Tips and Tricks, which we'll talk about in a minute, as well as the Submission Tutorial video. And if you're watching this, you've already found this button. All right, so here's our Setting Direction rubric. And it says once we click it, we will be forced to make a copy. And this now becomes your own individual rubric and is automatically saved to your SSD Google Drive. Please name your rubric in this way. All right, let's give that a try. So I'm going to click on my rubric. It's going to ask me to make a copy, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, here it is. I know I need to change the title at the top, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And if I can't remember exactly what I'm supposed to do, I can always go right up here to my tabs at the top of the screen. By clicking this, I can go right back. It says last name, first name, CLS, name of the course submission. So I can come here and I can go last name, first name, CLS, Setting Direction, submission. Got it. I now have it renamed. So I'm double checking to make sure step 1 is complete, and it looks good. Moving on to step 2. In the right-hand column of my rubric, it says to insert artifacts or a link to the evidence that you'd like to submit for each objective. You may use the same link for multiple objectives as long as your evidence meets the criteria. Your evidence can include picture evidence, a video of the work, and or a written description of how you've chosen to implement this work in your classroom, complete with data and how you display it with students. So if you want to see some example rubrics, there are some for you to view down below. This looks important. It's easiest to use your SSD Google account when creating your evidence submission. If you choose to use your partner district Google account, be sure to grant permission for others to view it, and we'll show you what this looks like in a minute. But since it's easiest to use my SSD Google account, that's what I'm going to stick with. All right, so I'm going to head back to my rubric, and I notice that this right-hand column right here is completely blank. I see my Objective 1, Objective 2, and Objective 3, but I need my evidence. All right, so lucky for me, I have it pulled up, ready to go right here. This is my evidence, and I feel pretty confident that what I have included on this document meets all 3 of the objectives for this course. So I'm going to come up to the top and highlight the link. I'm going to right-click, and I see the option to copy. Go ahead and click that, and I can now come back to my rubric, click in the box, right-click again, and I see my option to paste. There it is. If I hit enter, it becomes a live link. So this, by clicking this link, it will take me right back to my evidence that will show demonstration of this objective. And again, I feel confident that that will work for each of my objectives. So I'm going to right click, paste again, and in my final box, right click and paste one more time. And I now have 3 links that will show evidence of those objectives. Let's go back and check that we've done all of action step 3. All right, I'm sorry, action step 2. There it is. All my links are in, so I should be good. Here's step 3. If you want more information on exactly what to submit, here you go. There's your evidence tips and tricks, so feel free to check that out if you'd like to see. Okay, step 4, very important. Share your rubric with your SSD facilitator or instructional coach. If you do not know who this is, ask your area coordinator. So this is an important step. Also, make sure to allow editing to your form. And if you're not sure how to do this, I'm going to show you how right now. So I'm going to come back up here to my rubric. I now have all of my links in. I can see that down below, please indicate the date that the facilitator feedback form for setting direction was completed. This has to do with a coaching conversation that I had with my facilitator prior to filling this in. So I'm going to go ahead and say that we did that on this date. And then I have a box here for the feedback that I will get in the future. All right, so I am ready to share this with my facilitator. Up at the top, you see a blue button that says share. So I'm going to click the button, and now I have a chance to add in the names of the people I'd like to share this with. And I am going to share it with my facilitator, Danielle Fox, and there she is. Okay, and it said to make sure she has editing rights. So when you look here to the right, it tells me that she's the editor. If for any reason it does not say editor, click this little caret and you can change the permissions. But again, we want editor, and then I click send. And there we go. I've done my job. It has now been shared with my facilitator or instructional coach. I went back to my site for setting direction because I want to make sure that I have hit all the marks. All right, I'm on to number 5. You will see feedback from your SSD facilitator or instructional coach directly on your shared rubric within 2 weeks of your submission. And now that you have this rubric shared in your own SSD Google Drive, you have access to view it at any time. But certainly within 2 weeks, you will see your feedback. Thanks for watching, and just remember, if you have any questions along the way, please reach out to your facilitator for support. Good luck, you guys. Thanks so much.